The El Paso Juarez International Games present the 1985 International Collegiate Soccer Cup. Soccer teams from around the world will converge in Hackett Memorial Stadium in Las Cruces. From Ireland, the Dublin Trojans will take on the El Paso All-Stars. Then the Collegiate champs from Mexico City, the Universidad de Mexico versus the NCAA champs, Clemson University. It's $5 for adults under 14, $3 at all area Wendy's, and in Juarez at all Casa de Musica Deluxe locations. Don't miss it Sunday, May 12th in Las Cruces.
Featured the University of Mexico Pumas, winners of that country's national title 8 of the last 11 years against the Clemson Soccer Club, alias Clemson University, last season's NCAA Division I champions. This would prove to be a game of finesse versus brute strength, with the contest becoming quite physical at times. The Pumas used some brilliant passing techniques to take numerous shots on goal. However, it was Clemson who hit the scoreboard first on a penalty shot by midfielder John Lee just 4 minutes into the match. The favor was returned midway through the first half. Midfielder Enrique Maldonado with a power shot just beyond the outstretched arms of the Clemson goalie. In all reality, this game could have been totally one-sided as Mexico penetrated Clemson's defense 29 times during the contest, but saves like this one by goalie Sean Cartmill would keep the Tigers in the match. In the second half, Clemson goes up 2-1. On the breakaway, striker Mo Tinsley takes a shot deflected by the goalie, only to later be in position to head the ball in for the score. The Pumas again come back with 14 minutes left in regulation. Midfielder Martin Becerra with the assist inside to Pablo Reyes, who heads the ball through a pair of Clemson defenders. Mexico then had a great opportunity to score with just minutes left in the contest. Clemson's Gary Connor was ejected from the match for striking another player. The Tigers were left with just 10 men for the rest of the night. However, the Pumas could not take advantage. Regulation play and 2 overtime periods ended in a tie at 2. The match went to a shootout. Clemson scored on its first 3 tries, while Mexico was stopped 3 of 4 times by Tiger goalie Sean Cartmill, the game's eventual most valuable player. Clemson celebrates after taking an unexpected 3-2 win over Mexico.
What we were talking about at the end of the first overtime period was just try and waste as much of the clock as we could. We were down to 10 men, which was of course a great disadvantage to us, and we just tried to waste as much of the clock and rely on our goalkeeper to come through with the penalty kicks, and sure enough he did. He deserves the most valuable player, and I'm very proud of him.
It's great. It's the game of a lifetime. This is the best that I can do at this point in time, and I'm looking forward to bigger and better things, hopefully.
The second annual International Collegiate Soccer Cup ended a glamorous success from a viewpoint of excitement. And although only an estimated 6,100 fans were in attendance and the match had to overcome adversity in the form of the NCAA, the groundwork has been laid for successful collegiate soccer cups in the future.
This thing is growing. We've seen it grow just from last year with the Indiana win to the increase in the crowd, more, the beautiful field, the enthusiasm, and I think we have something that's a Rose Bowl in soccer coming up.
Tom Scott, Sports Watch, Las Cruces.
See exciting college soccer action in the Rose Bowl of Soccer. It's the 3rd annual International Collegiate Soccer Championship. See UCLA take on the Mexican collegiate champion from the University of Tamaulipas. Sunday, April 6th at 2 p.m. at Aggie Memorial Stadium in Las Cruces. Gates open at 1. Tickets are $5 and are available at all El Paso, El Alamogordo, and Rio Doso 7-Eleven stores. Tickets also available at Pickwick stores in southern New Mexico. Don't miss the Rose Bowl of Soccer, Sunday, April 6th in Las Cruces.
There was pageantry, there were over 10,000 people in attendance, and there was college soccer matching the best of 2 countries. It all added up to an exciting afternoon of the world's most popular sport here in Las Cruces, something we could see much more of in the future. With the NCAA looking on yesterday, the 3rd annual International Collegiate Soccer Cup drew the size of crowd needed to attract an NCAA men's title game. That bringing smiles to the Cup's organizer, Bob Azar.
I feel good about it, yes. I feel good about it. You can tell people are ready for the NCAA championships here in December. We got a lot of work to do before then. Ticket prices will be different because of the NCAA policies, and of course we have to guarantee them a little more. But I think we're ready for it.
After the crowd settled into its seats and the pregame ceremonies concluded, the match finally got underway, and it would not be difficult to tell which team would be superior on the Aggie Memorial Stadium floor. UCLA used its size and speed to its advantage to outshoot Tamaulipas 17-5. UCLA's impressive team play forced a half-court game. The first 45 minutes with the only score, a penalty shot, 12 minutes into contest by Bruin midfielder Hubert Rodeville. It was 1-0 through the remainder of the first half. The only action at times was rough by both teams. All total, 3 cautions were distributed by the referee in the match. With 10 minutes gone in the second half, UCLA all but sewed up the game when the match's most valuable player, Mike Getchell, headed a pass from Paul Calgeri at the left post. A picture-perfect play. From that point on, Tamaulipas had to play catch-up and force the action, finally scoring with just 7 minutes left in the match on this drive by Benicio Garcia. The Roadrunners could draw no closer. UCLA scoring again with 2 minutes left for the icing on a 3-1 victory and second straight American victory over Mexico. This one surprisingly with little resistance from the visitors.
It was a surprise, definitely. We were expecting a lot more physical game, and I think we were expecting them to knock it around a little bit more than they did. I don't think that game ever got underway. I think it did after they scored their goal in the second half.
We scored an early goal, which gives a lot of confidence. And we came out in the second half, scored an early goal there. And we were pressured towards the end, but we held on to win it.
To cap off the whole year.
Oh, of course. We're champions in North America now.
The picture looks rosy as well for next year as the International Cup will return, as well as Las Cruces, possibly hosting the NCAA Division I Men's Soccer Championship, possibly the return of UCLA, which only loses 4 players.
Definitely. We'd like to be back. We like Las Cruces. We definitely like the stadium, and we'd like to come back and be 2-0 here.
As a coach and lecturer, he has conducted soccer clinics for coaches and children in 64 countries. He is the former head coach of the famed Santos Club of Brazil and the New York Cosmos. The good professor has won over 75% of his professional games. The laser-etched plaque reads, Professor Julio Maizei, a true ambassador for the sport of soccer in the United States of America. We thank you not only for your outstanding work as a soccer coach and teacher, but for your devotion to the game here in America, without which the sport would not be at the level it is today. To a true friend of all Americans who cherish soccer, the most popular of world team sports, ladies and gentlemen, Professor Julio Maizei. Our second inaugural recipient is unable to attend today's ceremony due to prior commitments with the World Cup activities beginning next month. He is known worldwide for his devotion to soccer, the legendary Pelé. Accepting his award will be Professor Maizei, who coached Pelé for 15 years. His plaque reads, Pelé, we salute you as the undisputed greatest of all players in the game of soccer, for helping your native Brazil win 3 world championships, for inspiring others to rise above mediocrity to greatness, for being the one and only player to score over 1,000 goals, for your devotion to the growth of soccer in America, for bringing a special sense of dignity to sport, for shouldering fame with a sense of humility, for showing care and love to children, for being a truly great champion. We salute you today, Pelé. And it is being accepted by Julio Maizei, who was his coach and manager for many years. Thank you, Professor. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it, our first 2 International Soccer Hall of Fame members. I'll give you a few minutes. Let me just finish this presentation. The second major presentation today will be made by Bob Azar, Senior Executive Director of the International Collegiate Soccer Championship. Let me just take 1 second, and it's not in the script, but this young man has worked so hard. He put on the international games a few years ago. He wanted this soccer collegiate club. He wants to do the championship. He does it out of the love for this sport, because I guarantee he doesn't make any money for it. He loves these cities, and he loves Mexico and the United States. How about a big hand for Bob Azar? This is the guy that puts it together with no help from anyone else, really. He does it his own. There's a lot that help him, but this is the guiding force, Bob Azar. In the year of the World Cup, the International Collegiate Soccer Cup has started a tradition which involves the presidents of the United States and Mexico. Through the efforts of Charles Wick, United States Information Director, Sonny Werblin, Chairman of the United States Information Agency Sports Committee, and Licenciado Eddie Berto Galindo, Director of CRI of Mexico, both presidents have autographed several Umbro soccer balls. Last night at the banquet, the Chancellor of UCLA and Rector of Universidad de Tamaulipas each received their soccer ball. The third autograph ball is to be awarded to the major financial contributor to the International Collegiate Soccer Championship. This year's award goes to the Coca-Cola Bottling Company. Because of the financial support from the corporate world, sports programs similar to today's international contest can make a gigantic impact on foreign relations. The International Collegiate Soccer Cup would like to thank all of our sponsors and would like to encourage all soccer fans here today to join in a standing ovation of appreciation to all those who have financially supported this championship contest. Let's give them a nice hand, especially Coca-Cola.
Collegiate Soccer Championship, Sunday, April 27th at 2 p.m. on ESPN. Watch the NCAA champion UCLA Bruins take on the Roadrunners of the Universidad de Tamaulipas from Aggie Memorial Stadium in Las Cruces. That's Sunday, April 27th at 2 p.m. on ESPN. Brought to you in part by Street Toys and Del Norte Sporting Goods.
looking at some of the best college soccer players in the world. Their teams have been invited here near the Mexican-American border to Las Cruces, New Mexico for the 1987 World Collegiate Soccer Championships. This is Aggie Memorial Stadium on the campus of New Mexico State University, where today the World Championship of College Soccer is being staged. Hello again, everyone. I'm Bob Kurtz, along with Shep Essing, and we have a whale of a championship game for you, sort of a David against Goliath. Little Sangamon State out of Springfield, Illinois, against the champions of Ireland, University College Dublin.
Well, Bob, we have all the ingredients for a great matchup. You have a team from Ireland that is sophisticated technically. They're big, they're fast, they're strong, and they have a tremendous amount of international experience. Sangamon State, they're the giant killers, a big upset in the semifinals to get here. They have nothing to lose. They're on a mission. Their job, I think, in this game for the first 10 minutes will be to absorb what the Irish team comes out to give them, and then try to pick their way and sneak in a goal.
Well, we'll talk about that a little bit later on. Let's see how these clubs got here. This is Soccer Fest 87. 4 clubs invited here, starting with UCLA, which was the 1986 World Interdependent champion. Duke University won the NCAA in 86. They could not make it. UCLA was invited here because they were the defending champions.
And they're certainly a great representative. UCLA, a tradition in many sports, and soccer in the last few years, they've risen to, right now they're a national power, and Duke not being able to make it. UCLA, the defending champion, they had a big upset in the semifinals.
Well, we're located, of course, here in the American Southwest, and probably the crowd favorite here in Las Cruces was the Mexicans.
Well, when you talk about Mexican soccer at any level, you talk about tremendous ball skill, individual ball skill. The college team from Veracruz exemplifies the Mexican brand of soccer. Real finesse, real technical skill. They're the best university team in Mexico, and that's why they're here.
That was Veracruz University and Sangamon State, NAIA champions.
Well, Aiden Donaldson, their coach, is just a powerhouse. In terms of the NAIA, they didn't have a soccer program at Sangamon State in 1977, but he put together a program, put this team together, and they're just a powerhouse, and they're doing a great job in this tournament.
Well, you talk about powerhouses, you talk about European soccer, you talk about Ireland, and University College Dublin. They are good.
Well, there's no doubt. I think the thing that they have going for them is on a weekly basis, they play in the Irish really semi-pro or professional league. So on a weekly basis, they're playing top caliber opponents. This team from Dublin also travels extensively. They've played in Africa, they've played in South America, and they have a tremendous amount of sophistication and international experience.
Well, we had 2 great semifinal games out here the other day, and in the first game, Mexico going against University College Dublin. That game was scoreless for 100 minutes. They finally had to decide it on penalty kicks.
Well, sometimes when you're down on the field, the players feel that whoever had the better play during the game, in the end, is going to end up winning on the penalty kick shootout. I don't know if there's any logic to it, but that was a rough game, a physical game, some near confrontations. In the end, the Irish team prevailed on penalty kicks.
And in the American semifinal, UCLA came in as a big favorite, but they lost a player with about 40 minutes to go in the game. They had to play a man short and wound up losing the game because of it.
Bob, sometimes that works the other way. You would think playing 10 men against 11, you're at a severe disadvantage. Many times in the history of soccer, when you have a player ejected, that team rallies around the player that was thrown out, and UCLA would come back and win the game. In this case, it didn't happen. Sangamon State really dug in. They took advantage. They exploited. They scored a goal late in the game to send it into overtime, and they prevailed on penalty kicks.
And here they are against University College Dublin.
Well, it should be a good game. Again, for Sangamon State, they have to absorb everything that the Irish team has to give in the first 10 minutes.
Now, let's meet a couple of the players taking part in the tournament. Shep had the opportunity to talk to them before the game.
Well, we're really loose, we're real relaxed. Coming in, we're the underdog, a lot of people picked us 4th. So, we're in the finals right now, so the worst we can finish would be 1st or 2nd. And the attitude we're taking is, we are still the underdog, and we know what we have to do to win, and, I think we'll come out on top.
Gentlemen, you're here in the final. I think many people thought it was a rough game, the semifinal against Mexico. How did you view that game?
Yeah, it was pretty. It was a tough contested game. Both teams were fighting hard for each ball. So when you have a semi-final situation, the game was pretty tough. It was well contested. I don't think it was that people were deliberately kicking each other. I think it was just the excitement and the emotion was flowing, and that's why it was so hard.
Tell me a little bit about this field that you're going to play on. How does it affect your skills and what you have to do to get forward and score some goals?
Well, back home we play on grass, not on a soft grass. Most of the pitches are wet. We wear stud boots instead of molded studs. The ball's a bit easier to control than out here. We play with a different weight ball as well. This one is a little bit good
What do you expect from Sangamon State? Did you get a chance to see them play, and how do you plan from a coaching standpoint to go out and win the game?
Well, we're not changing our system. We don't change our system to play any special team. They're pretty quick, but hopefully we'll beat them. They look pretty good the other night.
Mark Moser, you're my hero because you're a converted goalkeeper and now you score goals. Tell me about the team's feeling going into the game.
Oh, everything's going great. Everybody's real loose. The other night when we played UCLA, it was a little bit, we kind of put a lot of pressure on ourselves. And now we proved ourselves we could do it, and we're real loose and ready to go.
Do you feel you're on a mission? You don't get maybe as much recognition as some of the NCAA schools. Your record speaks for itself. I think this is an opportunity for you guys to put your name on soccer in this country. How do you guys feel about it?
I think you're exactly right. There's a lot of good soccer in other places, and besides Division I, NCAA. And I think we're not only representing our school and where the players are from, but we're also representing NAIA. And we're going to try and do our best to do that and really show people that there's other places, other divisions that can play soccer.
The International Collegiate Soccer Championship is brought to you by Budweiser. Beechwood Age for that distinctively clean, crisp taste that makes Budweiser the king of beers. For all you do, this Bud's for you. And by Metropolitan Life. Get that, it pays.
In the minors, you must have called it all 1,000 times, but you never lost sight of the dream.
I got a telegram for you, Tony.
Okay, thanks, Pop. Hi, babe. Hey, guess what? I got the call. Yeah? Brenda Majors. You got a shot, you take it.
What's this, rookie on first?
You got the heart to make it. You got the fire. Big desire. You keep on reaching higher.
Here's to you. Beechwood Age for that clean, crisp taste that makes Budweiser the king of beers.
Hi. Compliments from the gentleman over there. Welcome back, everyone, to the International Collegiate Soccer Championships here at Aggie Stadium in Las Cruces, New Mexico. The skies over in Las Cruces, and a couple of special guests coming in, Chip.
I'll tell you what, Bob, there's no truth to the rumor that these guys were former collegiate goalkeepers, but they're putting on quite a show here.
And one of them, I believe, is bringing in the opening ball, which we will have the kickoff here of the Collegiate Soccer Championship. Bob Azar, the promoter, and he's outdone himself.
Well, he's just done a wonderful job. What a weekend this city has put together. And I have seen many, many soccer games, many soccer championships. I've never seen one start like this. And those guys were right on the money, landed right on the center circle.
Right on the big soccer ball, right in midfield. And there's the ball that we will use to start the game.
That's unbelievable. It's got to get both teams pumped up, just seeing the whole host of festivities and an opening like this. Again, I've never seen it, but they hit that center circle. He brought down the game ball, presenting it to the referee. Unbelievable beginning.
Okay, Shep, here are your starting lineups. There's Sangamon State, Brian Casting in goal. He did an excellent job the other night in the game against UCLA.
And in the back, they have Tim Nasello, Jim King, Sam Tate, Larry Zettelmeyer. Good starting back four.
And there's the forwards, Marty Pike, Chris Owsley, who had the goal with 2 minutes to go to force the overtime. Bill Batcher, who's the captain we met during the pregame, Charles Purser, Scott Skirvin, and Mark Moser.
For University College Dublin, keep your eye on the goalkeeper, Paul Cavanaugh. Some National Football League team ought to take a look at him. He can really boom.
Cavanaugh's a big fella, about 6'3". In the back, he's got Richard Earl, Paul Hale, Paul Hughes, and Colin Begley.
And up front for the Irish, and it's a good one. Michael Cavanaugh, Peter Hanrahan, Simon Lyson, Mark McKenna, who missed a penalty kick during regulation, and made it up by kicking one in the kickoff at the end of the game. And Darren O'Brien and David Dilson.
And an awful lot of experience in that starting lineup.
A lot of experience, too, with the officials. John Kennedy of Las Vegas, Nevada, is the referee. He also refereed the NCAA championship final just a couple of months ago between Duke and Akron. The linesman, Ruben Gutierrez, and Jorge Valenzuela with the alternate Oswaldo Valadez. They're your coaches, Shep, and they represent a lot of experience. Dunn has been around 35 years, and Gunnelson of Sangamon State in his 10th season.
And we caught them in a moment where they were very passive, but they're going to get excited about this game. Both coaches here to do one thing, and that's bring home this championship.
Well, we're just about set to get the championship game underway here. Aggie Stadium, Las Cruces, New Mexico. Sun is poking through the clouds at intervals. It is nice and warm, 82 degrees. You can see the winds are out of the southeast at 8. Humidity is 20%, and that field we talked about a lot, Shep, dry and fast.
Well, that's going to be a factor. It's going to be a component in the game. If you look at this University College Dublin team, they are used to playing in cold, rainy weather. And they're good at it. That's why they play a strong physical game with a lot of balls up in the air. They're now playing an 82-degree temperature. It's very dry, although the humidity is relatively up for this part of the country, around 20%, but it's going to be a factor, especially in the second half.
It's, of course, the outdoor version of the game, so many folks at home are used to indoor soccer now. You in the Major Indoor Soccer League, and it's been a couple of years since the NASL has been on television. The only real outdoor game played at a real major level in this country now is with the NCAA and the colleges.
There's no doubt. I'm really excited about this game. It's got all the elements and components of an international match. You're talking about two of the best college sides in the world. And I was impressed when I watched this Dublin team just in their warm-up. We get a look right now at Darren O'Brien waiting for the kickoff. They have so much skill. And again, let's see what happens on the field.
Now they kick it right to Casting in goal for Sangamon State, the Prairie Stars. Sam Tate, number 18. And they'll operate in their own end of the field, headed out towards midfield. The skills, of course, completely different outside. They headed the ball up there. Pass was intended for Mosier. They tried to free on the breakaway.
Well, there was a good 40-yard ball. Unfortunately, he got marked up rather quickly. The most dangerous part of the game, Bob, is the first 10 minutes. Until these teams get their legs into the game, until they knock the ball around, let each player get a feel of it, coaches will tell their teams, be careful the first 10 minutes. An inordinate amount of goals are scored in the first 10 minutes of the half, the last 10 minutes of the half.
Long kick, as we told you, by Cavanaugh. That was headed by Tate. Ball will go over to the Irish now. We're just underway. Championship game. University College Dublin against Sangamon State, the Prairie Stars. Into the box area. Tate will chase it down. Tilson for Ireland, and has the ball knocked out of bounds by Tate.
That's a good idea. If you're watching soccer for the first time, if you haven't watched that many games, about 40% of all goals scored in outdoor soccer are going to come off set plays like this throw in here with a direct kick that we just saw. The Irish team getting a few opportunities early on.
Now Sangamon State in the white jerseys. Betcher, their captain, playing it back to the keeper now, Brian Casting. Jim King up for Marty Pike in midfield. Pike is being marked there and finally knocked down. The foul was called on Michael Cavanaugh. Cavanaugh has a brother playing for Manchester United in England's first division. Cavanaugh back in goal. To no relation as Hughes now, number 6 for Ireland. I think I said Cavanaugh had a brother in the first division. It's not Cavanaugh, it's Hanrahan. Peter Hanrahan, number 9.
That's right. He's got brother Joe Hanrahan, who came out of University College Dublin and signed and went over to play professionally in England.
Another big kick by Paul Cavanaugh in goal.
We have the foul on Zettelmeyer. He climbed right up on the back of Darren O'Brien on that long booming goal kick.
Lyson stripped the ball by Pike. Now Marty Pike, number 4 for Sangamon State, out in midfield, lost control over the sideline. The ball will go over to University College Dublin. I think the fan sitting at home, Shep, wants to know, we talked talked about this Irish club, how good they are. They play in Ireland's first division. Give us some sort of perspective.
Well, it's difficult. We have to compare apples to apples. And really, in Ireland, there is no such thing as a full professional first division. Here we see Lysa on attack.
Brian O'Brien. As O'Brien ripped one off the goalpost.
Come on, you guys take their marks. Come on, what you got to think out here?
That's a good combination. Lysa has that skill, number 15 for Dublin going forward. He got the ball out on the right wing to Darren O'Brien. He got in a good cross. Sangamon State had to clear it out for the corner kick.
About 3.5 minutes into the 90-minute contest. 2 45-minute halves. And the thing about soccer is it is the one sport that is continuous action. That clock just continues to run. Corner kick by Ireland. Those are always dangerous. Sangamon State up towards midfield, broken up there by Kavanaugh. Now Kavanaugh, number 7 for Ireland, had the ball taken away by Charles Mercer. Broken up at midfield by Hughes and kicked into the crowd. The ball will go back over to Sangamon State.
And Bob, early in the game, we see tactically this Irish team showing a lot of technical skill, and they're not letting Sangamon State come out easily with the ball. They're putting pressure all over the field. And as I talked about before the game, it's important for Sangamon State to absorb this attack. The Irish team is going to put some pressure on early in the game.
A lot of play in the outdoor game you will see here taking place at midfield.
Well, the midfield is that transition area. You got to break the field up into 3 areas. 3 thirds. The third in defense, the third in the midfield, the attacking third. That midfield area is the critical transition game from defense to offense.
Pass was broken up by Hale and kicked out of bounds to the far sideline. Ball coming back now to Sangamon State. We're scoreless as we approach the 5-minute mark of this international contest. The Prairie Stars of Sangamon State. As you look there at Chris Owsley, who had the big goal against UCLA here in the semifinals. Owsley with the throw-in into the box area. Knocked out of there by Lysa. Now Owsley again. Puts it in the goal area. Kavanaugh with some help from Hughes. Right out in front with Marty Pike.
We saw a couple of components that are interesting in the international game. Owsley with a big throw, and that's something that's intrinsic really to American soccer. Not many teams around the world take advantage of a powerful throw-in. We saw that ball eventually going high in the goal area, and Kavanaugh asserting himself in goal.
Hale kicking it out to Tilson at midfield. Now Tilson, David Tilson, number 11 for Dublin. Nice sliding tackle. Chris Owsley got back to do a nice sliding tackle at midfield. That's Owsley, number 5. Bill Betcher, number 21, the captain of Sangamon State. Sliding tackle by Hughes. Mercer, though, continues for Sangamon State, and finally play whistle down.
I think John Kennedy, the referee, is going to blow a tight whistle early in this game. There was some rough stuff in the semifinals. He's an experienced official, John Kennedy is, and he knows in the early part of the game he wants to assert himself and make sure it's a good, clean, even game.
Yeah, the Mexican-Irish game here in the semifinals was a rough contest. They went 100 scoreless minutes. Ball goes over the end line, so it'll be a goal kick, I believe, now for University College Dublin.
Sangamon State showing a little bit of good sense. Everybody was way back on that direct free kick. Instead, it just slipped the ball to Bill Betcher. He took it forward and cracked the shot on goal. You're not going to score goals unless you take shots.
Paul Hale, number 3.
Hello. Western.
Hale working it up towards midfield, taken away. Now here comes Sangamon State. Here's a chance, but it's offside.
Oh, good idea. Good through ball. Linesman right on top of it. No hesitation. That flag was in the air. We see John Kennedy, the referee, point to the offside. That offside, very difficult to call, but it's really simple when you think about it. You need the goalkeeper and a defender between you and the goal. Let's get a look at it.
Scott Skirvan, number 13, will be taking the pass.
There's a through ball. There's a Sangamon State player clearly 2 yards behind the last defender. Clear offside. Good picture.
From the Calliope peaks of the Organ Mountains to the lazy Rio Grande winding its way through fields of cotton and chili, Las Cruces, New Mexico is a land of colorful contrast. From the sunlit days of fiestas and fajitas to the starlit nights of mariachis and Mozart, we've got the perfect sightsee, carefree, do-it-all or do-nothing vacation.
For a colorful look at Las Cruces, write Convention and Visitors Bureau, 311 North Downtown Mall, Las Cruces, New Mexico, 88001.
As Kavanaugh now puts the boot to it, and he can send it a long way. Sends it all the way down to the Sangamon stayed in. It'll go over the sideline, and it'll be played back in by University College Dublin. Simon Lysett, number 15, throwing it in. Contact, gives the ball back now to Kavanaugh, number 7. Michael Kavanaugh. Hooks it toward the goal. They miss a header out in front. And Kavanaugh will control again. Begley couldn't come up with it. And they'll leave it there for Sam State.
And again, the experience of the Irish team, some good crossing balls, Bob. To have an effective cross, you either have to bend that ball in or bend it out. And these players on the Irish team certainly have the technical skill to do that. They didn't click on it, but dangerous opportunities anytime you send a low, swerving line drive into the penalty box.
Well, we're 8 minutes into the contest. Has it gone pretty much like you thought it would?
Well, I think so. The Irish team is clearly dictating the flow of play. Sangamon State has to hang in there and absorb everything.
Nice defensive play.
Bob, I was impressed before the game, speaking to some of the players, both teams extremely loose, extremely confident. You didn't hear them talking about what they had to do to stop the other team. They said, we're going to play our own game. We're going to win that way.
11-3-6-1-1.
And now for Besher. Besher battling Lysett out in midfield. And the ball goes over to University College Dublin.
The number is in the back of the program. The number is 3611. Please report to the press box.
Kavanaugh now for University College Dublin. In the corner for Simon Lysett. Lysett puts it out of the box area, and it's broken up, and finally Sangamon State in control. Pike getting it over now for Purser. Purser with a good head of steam at midfield. Nice sliding tackle there by Richard Earl. Shep is being joined by a very special guest, Shep.
I'll tell you what, I'm excited now because the gentleman just walked into the broadcast booth, and for me, one of the most famous men in soccer in the world, Coach Pelé, involved now in the first Pelé tournament, USA, Brazil, and maybe he could tell us a little bit about it. This is one of the brilliant minds in the world of soccer, Professor Julio Mazzei. Professor, good to have you here.
For me, it's a great pleasure because being with you is always a great honor for me. You play for me, you play against me, but you're still my friend.
Professor, talk a little bit about soccer in general and then about this game in particular. You have seen soccer at every level. You've been at the top level in world soccer, international soccer, American soccer, professional soccer.
I think the one thing that we must realize that the American players, you saw in the first game when UCLA defeated the Universidad de Veracruz, the Mexico, 3-1, play great game. Now you have seen Sangamon team play against the Irish team, play at the same level, commanded the game. This means, Chef, that the game is here to stay. In this level, the American compete with any team in the world. That's what the great public that is here to take Las Cruces is seeing in this beautiful stadium, where you can see in the horizon the Organ Mountains. There's a lot of history behind that.
Well, certainly
it's a great game.
When we hear that from you, that's the voice of experience. And again, at every level, you have had phenomenal success. And really, it's, I know the people of Las Cruces, New Mexico, everybody involved with this tournament. You were inducted into the International Hall of Fame here last year. They're thrilled to have you here. Tell me a little bit about Sangamon State against this Irish team. The Irish team has so much more experience in terms of international play, but Sangamon State, to me, seems very determined, very organized.
I think, Shep, that the spectators are having the opportunity to see today what we mean different styles of soccer. The Irish normally is an excellent defensive team, like to play physically but not violently. That's their style, move the ball quickly. And Sangamon is more or less a mixing of the European style with the Latin style. That means play fast, long ball, alternate with what we call the ball control. Try to build up the situation. It's very nice for a lot of kids that probably is watching this telecast today and some coach to find out what we means when we talk about different styles. Irish play one style and Sagamores play another style, but I think that's a great confrontation.
Well, I'll tell you what, Professor. I think for you to be involved on the American soccer scene speaks for a bright future for soccer in this country, and it couldn't be anybody better than yourself. And I want to wish you well and thank you for coming out of the booth, and good luck on Pele's first tournament between Brazil and USA this summer.
Thank you very much, and thank you, Budweiser, too, for this opportunity. And also, I think that I'm going to see you in Paris next week.
Oh, you call it. I'll be there.
Okay,
thank you.
Well, we're 13 minutes into the scoreless game so far. University College Dublin, Sangamon State. Well, the International Collegiate Soccer Championship here, Aggie Stadium, on the campus of New Mexico State University. And we're in Las Cruces, New Mexico. This is the 4th annual World Collegiate Soccer Championship. Bob Azar out of El Paso, Texas, put it together. The first year it was played in Juarez, Mexico, and then moved up here to Las Cruces, and it has done very well. Been an interesting battle so far. The two teams so far have played scoreless. Good look there at referee John Kennedy. Michael Cavanaugh getting set to put the ball in play for University College Dublin. And casting out to make the save for Sangamon State.
And that's a good call by Castings. Real assertive nature a goalkeeper has to have. He's got to make that early decision to come out and cut down that cross and pull it out of the air, especially against this Irish team that's good in the air. So a good sign for Sangamon State back in goal.
King couldn't control it. It went out of bounds off of him, and so Cavanaugh will play it back in for University College Dublin. Now we'll give it to Simon Lysett, number 15. Different skills, obviously, Shep, in the outdoor game than you have indoors.
Well, I think indoor soccer, Bob, it's in such a confined space that you don't have much time to think. In outdoor soccer, so many more elements of composure and intellect and being able to read the game and create something. This game is going to go back and forth down a 120-yard field. Here's a shot.
Now Mark McKenna, who's a big goal scorer, trying to make his way through, and he was knocked out.
5! Right one on! Right!
Here's McKenna taking the shot with the right foot. He cuts it back, and he's clearly tackled another 3 yards, and he was in real dangerous territory. As such, they're in a real good spot. And McKenna, number 10 for the Irish team, excellent on these free kicks. Let's see if he's involved. No, he's not. He's drifting away, but dangerous spot.
Puts it over the top. Would you explain the wall in front of McKenna?
Well, the goalkeeper, he's going out facing the military with no guns if he doesn't put a wall out there. So what he does is line up a wall between the ball. We'll get a look at it. There's that wall. 2, 4, 6, 7 men he packs in because that ball is directly in the center of the goal. So he tries to place that wall to cover one side, the right side of the goal. That way he can concentrate on the other half.
Back into the University College Dublin end. Cavanaugh, Paul, the goaltender, ending off now for Jones. Paul Hughes, rather. Paul Hughes, number 6. Richard Earl in midfield, losing the ball. Chris Owsley now for Sangamon State, and Earl with a sliding tackle to knock the ball out of bounds.
We talked earlier, Bob, about breaking up that field into thirds. Well, the rule of thumb is in your defensive third, you can't make any mistakes. In the middle third, that midfield area, yeah, you can make a mistake 1 out of 2 times. In the offensive third, where Sangamon State is headed right now, you can take chances, try and take B1. If you lose the ball, it's not dangerous. The game is starting to settle down a little bit more now. Neither team able to penetrate, both of them trying to take control of that midfield.
That's Jim King for Sangamon State. Now Cavanaugh waits for it in goal. We're 17 minutes into the scoreless contest here at Aggie Stadium in Las Cruces, New Mexico. Sangamon State, the Prairie Stars. They're the NAIA champions out of Springfield, Illinois. and University College Dublin, European powerhouse from Ireland.
And there's no doubt at all, we see another booming kick from the goalkeeper. There's no doubt in my mind that the Irish team is slowing down the pace of the game. They know they have to go a full 90 minutes here. It's going to be difficult.
Here's Michael Cavanaugh. Staying right with him, marking him is Owsley. And the ball headed out of there by King. Now Betcher. Betcher losing it. And McKenna's shot was blocked. Purser, number 10 for Sangamon State. Up for Marty Pike. Back for Purser. To the untrained eye, it looks like a lot of chaos in midfield, but actually quite a few of the plays develop in midfield.
Well, it is a bit unusual, Bob. They're packing in a lot of players in the midfield area. The Irish team converging, collapsing in the midfield. Beautiful ball skill we see here. And it's really congested in the midfield area. Both teams need to open it up a little bit and push that ball out to the wing to give them room to operate.
Michael Cavanaugh. University College Dublin. Tilson, I believe, was stripped over there by King. 18.5 minutes into the ball game. Sangamon State and University College Dublin, and we're scoreless here at Aggie Stadium.
And if you're Sangamon State, you really don't want to be given fouls in this part of the field. The speed, the good burst of speed by the Irish team. Sangamon State resorting to some tough tackles at the top of the box, but this is a dangerous spot in the field.
And McKenna's a very dangerous player. Stopped by the wall. Now Hale, a shot goes over the top of the goal. So first McKenna stopped by the wall, and then Bruce Hale put one over the top of the goal.
There you go, that magic sponge, a little water, takes care of that hard bruise he probably got from a sliding tackle. And again, they're not used to that in Ireland. It's a soft, rainy field. This field, very hard surface, similar to AstroTurf. He picked up that raspberry, making a sliding tackle.
Now casting with a long booming kick. Richard Earl, number 2, going back. And the ball knocked out of bounds by Mark Moser.
Inside you. 1-6, you better keep it tight there.
Sangamon State with Owsley now getting a chance to play it back in.
We'll look for Owsley to take that big throw in.
Out in front of the goal, broken up by University College. Now Pike keeps it alive for Sangamon State. Moser in the corner, marked over there by Paul Hale. Now Moser, big goal scorer, puts it wide of the goal and out of bounds.
Mark Moser did well. He really turned in tight quarters, put that ball on his left foot, and tried to send across. I don't believe it was a shot to the far post. Unfortunately, nobody read it. He got off a good cross with the left foot. And we get a good look at the big guy. They're counting on him to get something going offensively.
He's their big goal scorer, 26 goals in 20 games for Sangamon State. Now McKenna and Purser watch it sail out of bounds on the far side of the field. It has cooled up with 82 degrees at game time. The sun has snuck behind the clouds, and the breeze may have picked up a little. I'm not sure, but it seems cooler now than it was here about a half hour or so ago.
It definitely does. One of the downsides of any championship game is that neither team wants to make the first mistake, and both are playing a little bit tentatively. Here's a chance.
Skirvan had it broken up, and Cavanaugh sails out of the goal to pounce on the loose ball.
Whoa, what a great chance. Sometimes players need to be more selfish. He saw Mark Moser and actually tried to cut that ball back to him. He was in close enough to just crack a shot on goal, but that's the unselfish nature and coaching of Sangamon State.
Now you see the shots so far, just a differential of 1 in favor of University College Dublin. For Sangamon State, you're talking about David Goliath. That's the storyline of the game, but it doesn't appear that that's the way the game is taking. Dublin, first division team, Sangamon State, NAIA champions, but Sangamon State is staying right with them, Shep.
Oh, there's no doubt. They're into this game, and every minute that it goes, that they hold the Irish team scoreless, they're feeling that confidence. There's no doubt about it. They pulled a major upset by beating UCLA. And they're on a mission here. I know they brought 2 deans of the school down to Las Cruces.
Couple hundred fans.
Couple of hundred fans, the student body, everybody is here to see this school play in the championship game. They're playing very well.
Well, we're at the 22-minute mark of the championship game. Sangamon State and University College Dublin scoreless here in New Mexico as they battle it out for international collegiate soccer supremacy.
Here we go. Let me have it. This way, guys. Come on. Right here.
Here's Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh, number 7. Marked by Zettelmeyer, hit the side of the goal. Well, you had O'Brien hit the side of the goal earlier from the corner. For Ireland, that time Kavanaugh rattled one off the cage.
Kavanaugh, number 7, really showing little bits of brilliance. He has that one-on-one ability to beat a defender and get that cross off. That's what every skillful winger needs. And he looks like he's slight, but he's strong and he's quick. And a couple of times in this first half, he's been able to beat the defender and get that cross in. You get the cross in, eventually it's going to click with the goal.
Casting, kicking it back out to midfield. Lysett knocks it out. Talk a little bit about the goaltenders. The job is so different outdoors.
Well, it certainly is for the goalkeeper. Here we see Kavanaugh. He just got the one step he needed. Castings got over to the near post, and that ball another 2 feet inbounds would have been difficult. Castings getting over, but when you're skillful, you beat the defender and get in a low line drive cross, it's going to be dangerous.
The goal was like 8 times, they tell me, the size of a hockey goal.
There's no doubt. If you're a goalkeeper, they say the goalkeepers don't have all the marbles. They're a little bit crazy. I don't think so. That man who wants to be the goalkeeper wants to assume the burden of responsibility. Everybody else can make a mistake. If he makes a mistake as a goalkeeper, it's going to go up on the scoreboard. But a tremendous amount of territory to cover, and that's done by covering your angles.
Kavanaugh hooking it out in front, intended for Tilson. Purser has it. Now McKenna, who's dangerous. Purser out to take the ball away. Charles Purser. This is Betcher, the captain of Sangamon State, number 21. Back for Purser in midfield. High in the air. He was dumped over there, I believe, by Paul Hale.
Purser, really beautiful give and goes up and down the field with Betcher, and that sprung him loose. Really an intelligent foul by the Irish team because he was on his way to the races. Give and go. We're going to look at Purser. The give and go with Betcher set him free. There's Betcher with the ball. A through ball. Now watch him cut it back with his right foot. And as he cuts it back, defender has nothing to do but foul him, or else he's off to the races. So a good foul for the Irish team.
Sangamon State is dangerous. Moser battling back there along with Hughes. Ball goes over the end line. I believe it'll be a goal kick for University College Dublin.
And there's Moser. He's out there to win the game, no doubt. He shakes hands. We didn't pick it up, but there's some of that intrinsic violence in the sport that you don't always see. That ball went over the end line, and Moser went up to give a quick little scissor kick. He ended up kicking the Irish player in the head, so he shook hands and said, hey, no problem.
Well, we've played 25 minutes now, scored its first half. University College Dublin, they're in the blue jerseys, and Sangamon State University out of Springfield, Illinois, in the white jerseys with the red numerals. We're at Aggie Stadium here in Las Cruces, New Mexico, on the campus of New Mexico State. Hughes now number 6. You can see Betcher 21 marking him as Hughes sends it out too far for McKenna and over the sideline on the far side. And so it'll be played back in by Sangamon State.
I'll tell you what, Bob, it's a little early. We see the shots on goal 4 for University College Dublin, Sangamon State 2. I see definite signs of fatigue already in the first half. We see the Irish team playing it back to the goal. We see Sangamon State trying to pick up with a little bit more pressure on them. If Sangamon State can dodge a bullet, and by that I mean prevent the Irish team from scoring, they're going to get into this game and sneak one in. But the Irish team is definitely unaccustomed to playing in this temperature.
Here's McKenna now. Playing it on goal. That's dangerous. No one was there out in front for University College Dublin. Casting grabs the ball to McKenna, sent a left footer from the left corner. Now Jim King, number 15 for Sangamon State. Broken up with a header in midfield. Here comes Sangamon State again. Marty Pike. Nice sliding tackle by Lysett, but they call Lysett for the foul. Sangamon State keeping it going now. Lysett recovers to bring it up. Richard Earl for University College Dublin. Here's Chris Owsley now, number 5. Owsley puts it through the legs of Earl, but over to help out was Lyson.
Now that's good stuff. That's a nutmeg. You don't see that too often at this level of play. Here it goes. Watch. Whoops. And not only is that an attacking advantage, it's embarrassing, and he's going to make up for that later in the game, you can be sure.
Direct kick now for Sangamon State. Out in the box area, broke it up. As the Irish really pack it in defensively. Mosier taken down on the far side. And looks like a player shaken up for the University College Dublin. Well, there's your score. Sangamon State nothing and University College Dublin nothing. We're at Aggie Stadium here at the campus of New Mexico State University, Las Cruces, New Mexico. World Collegiate Soccer Championship.
Last year, the man from Eagle Snacks came to taste my famous Hawaiian potato chips. So I took some in the kettle. Makes a crunchy chip. He wanted to bring the recipe to the mainland. I said, easier than bringing the mainland here. Now he sends me his Eagle Snacks Hawaiian kettle potato chips. He says there are mild sensations. Imagine me, a sensation.
Nothing tastes like an Eagle snack.
We've heard a lot of talk about the condition of the field, the type of surface that this championship game is going to be played on. I think it's going to be a factor. We heard the Irish team talk about the fact that they're used to wearing in Ireland studs on their soccer shoes. It's usually wet there and the ground is usually soft. Here, it's pretty much a hard ground. The ball will bounce off it, similar to the way it bounces off AstroTurf. Very lively ball. That means for the Irish team, they're going to wear molded rubber shoes that they're not used to wearing. And this ball is going to travel very quickly off a hard ground. I think Sangamon State plays some of their games on the AstroTurf. They're certainly much more acclimated to playing on a hard, fast surface. In the end, it's going to prove very tiring for the Irish team come late in the second half.
Injured player is David Tilson. He is back up and back into the game. Very little substitution in soccer. These guys go full 90 minutes.
Well, it's unbelievable, Bob, because really, if you clock them, each of those field players, not counting the goalkeeper, they're going to run 6 to 7 miles during the game. They're only going to touch the ball about 3 minutes out of the 90 minutes, which means when you don't touch the ball, when you don't have it, you must be running, jogging, sprinting, getting into space. Awful lot of running fatigue in the game of soccer.
Other thing about soccer, too, is once the substitution is made, that's it.
Well, you can't take it back. You can't go in and then that guy can't come back into the game again. So you better be sure before you make a substitution. Most coaches tactically will not make a substitution, certainly not till the second half. Most cases not till the last 10, 15 minutes of the second half.
Van bumped over there by Richard Earl, number 2. Earl has played a very aggressive game defensively for University College Dublin.
Go right, right, Simon!
They have Budweiser on the front of their shirt. They play in the Budweiser Collegiate League over in Ireland.
Well, that's a good league and a good opportunity for Sangamon State. It's a great league, the Budweiser tournament over there, and this team is the cream of the crop. I really, again, Bob, think they're struggling a little bit with the heat, with the field conditions. You see them for the first time in the game taking fouls, and here's that booming kick down the other way.
And casting at the other end for Sangamon State. University College Dublin fields, what, 36 soccer teams?
It's unbelievable. In that program, they have over 36 teams, close to 500 players that play in that organization. So representing University College Dublin, over 500 players, we're getting a look at the best 11.
It is one great soccer program. They were unbeaten in the Irish Collegiate League, sponsored by Budweiser over the course of the year. They also have a team that plays in Ireland's first division. That club finished 5th. That includes pros and semi-pros. And the best, really, Ireland has to offer after the major players have shifted over to England to play in first division English soccer.
There's no question. We're also looking at a team that 2 years ago, I believe it was 84-85, was represented Ireland in the European Cup, and they lost by a 1-0 goal differential to Everton. So they're right up there with the big boys.
And Everton are the big boys. Shot goes wide.
I like that. The crowd, ooh and ah. Hastings very confident in goal. Didn't even move for the ball. He knew it was sailing wide. That's great. One time you make a mistake and it's in the back of the net, but he really showing a showing me, Brian Casting, a lot of confidence, a lot of composure back there. That shot sailing wide of goal, and he didn't move. He wants to show his teammates that he knows what's happening.
We passed the 31-minute mark here in the first half. Sangamon State and University College Dublin are scoreless here at Aggie Stadium on the campus of New Mexico State University in Las Cruces. Purser battling McKenna. Now Chris Owsley, number 5 for Sangamon State. Pass for Marty Pike. That's offside as Mosier got behind the defender Richard Earl.
Offside.
What's happening, Bob? On paper, both teams really show a 4-4-2. That is 4 defenders, 4 midfielders, and 2 players up front. Both teams on paper show that lineup. I tend to disregard it because normally teams are going to play with 3 players up front. One of those midfielders will attack and take a place on the wing. What's happened in this game is that they really haven't sent that attacking midfielder forward. I really think it would behoove both teams to send one more player on the attack. So they have a left wing, a right wing, and a taller player up front. But they're playing conservatively, and they're keeping the 4 players in the midfield.
In other words, they're trying really not to make a mistake rather than trying to force the action and score.
They're making sure in the midfield with 4 players that nothing gets through. When they have the opportunity, they'll try a quick through ball to go on the attack. But I really think they need to open it up, make a decision for one of those midfielders to start attacking and find some space on the wing.
How many different styles of soccer play is there? I mean, is there as many styles as there are, for example, in football?
Well, there's a good opportunity in the box.
Serban taken down.
There are a lot of different styles, to answer your question. A lot of different styles, but in the game of soccer, you can't put them with X's and O's like in football. There's a chemistry, there's a feel for where you're going to run and where the ball is going to go. They play with basic alignments. Within that structure, you're on your own out there.
Here's a corner kick now for Sangamon State with Owsley, number 5. Purser had it tipped out. Tilson, number 11 for University College Dublin, getting it back out to midfield. Nasello, number 3, broke it up for Marty Pike. Battle back there between Paul Hale. I think Hale's the one that kicked it out of bounds, so it'll be another corner kick for Sangamon State.
Sangamon State takes it quickly.
McKenna, number 10, to break it up. Here's a chance for Pike. That's broken up by Earl. And Kavanaugh pokes it out. Here's Pike again with a shot. A dangerous shot, just goes over the top of the goal.
Well, goalkeepers always create the interesting stuff in this game. Kavanaugh made a decision to come out. He punched the ball, and he didn't punch it well. When you clear a ball by punching it for the goalkeeper, Kavanaugh, he must punch it up in the air and out to the side, but he punched it low and straight down the middle. Resulting shot by Marty Pike sailed over the crossbar, but at least a moment of excitement for the crowd.
You're an NFL scout. You're looking for a punter. Watch this guy.
Watch this guy kick it. You're right. Bingo. 75, 80 yards in the air.
Headed by Tilson. Here's McKenna, broken up by Owsley. Purser. Intended for Mosier, broken up there by Hughes. Here's Hanrahan. He's dangerous. Hanrahan a shot, and Casting makes the save.
We've had very few shots on goals, and it's going to be one of those individual efforts that produces a goal. That bit of skill that takes a player by his defender, gets a successful cross in. They're playing tight, they're marking up, and when that happens, you need that individual brilliance.
35-minute mark of the first half. We're scoreless. Sangamon State, representing the NAIA, and of course, European powerhouse, champions of the Irish Collegiate Soccer League, University College Dublin. Charles Purser, number 10 for Sangamon State. Marked by Dublin player. Owsley was tripped by Isaac. No call, though, as back comes McKenna. McKenna was finally bumped, and there'll be a whistle on that one. Some excellent action here at Aggie Stadium in Las Cruces.
Strength, pride, tradition. For centuries, the Clydesdale has been known as a special breed. Today, the Clydesdales symbolize Budweiser's dedication, quality, superior ingredients, exclusive beechwood aging, and a distinctively clean, crisp taste that only Budweiser can offer. Quality taste. Because this Bud's for you.
Talking about styles of soccer, you have the Irish style, which is a little rougher, the American style, which seems to be position play. Then you have the beautiful flow of like the South American style, Brazil. Would that be correct?
Well, it's said, and I think it's true, that the way a country plays soccer reflects really the temperament and personality of the people. The Brazilians, for certain, fun-loving. Brazilian time, I always say, is an hour later than what it's supposed to be, but a real enjoyment of life and music and food, and they play their soccer that way. They want skillful, entertaining, beautiful soccer. Absolutely, and we look at the Irish soccer, the English soccer, representative of really a culture of people that are tough and strong and hardworking and blue-collar, and that's the way they play their soccer.
Brian Casting now for Sangamon State. 36 minutes into the first half. We're scoreless. Sangamon State and University College Dublin. Here's Lysett. O'Brien dangerous. Darren O'Brien takes the pass out in front of the box area, tipped away. Abraham with a shot goes over the top of the goal.
Whoa, Darren O'Brien talking to his teammate, Lysett. He couldn't believe it because he got clear in the box. A little bit of confusion. He stumbled on his own teammate. But there's that individual brilliance that's going to result in a goal.
University College Dublin.
Talking about Paul Cavanaugh and how far he can kick the ball. Watch the markers go by, the football markers, which you can see from where the Aggies in New Mexico State play. He's got to kick that 75, 80, 85 yards.
There's no doubt about it. The Don Shulas of the world, you look at a kid like this, they would like to have him more so than just the distance that it travels. He is kicking that ball with a low trajectory because that's how he wants it, and he could pick the spot on the field or pick out his striker and be within 5-10 yards of that man.
A little more hang time in the NFL, but that's not, of course, what Cavanaugh is trying to do.
Well, he wants the opposite. You're right. If Don Shula or a coach said, give me hang time, Cavanaugh would give him hang time. In soccer, he wants a low trajectory because it gives his player a better angle to head the ball away.
McKenna now, number 10 for University College Dublin. Darren O'Brien is always dangerous, marked by Jim King. Now Sam Tate comes over to lend a hand as the ball goes out of bounds.
The Irish team now doing a much better job of what we talked about before, opening it up and getting that ball out on the wing. If you get the ball out on the wing, it draws those defenders out on you, and it opens up things in the middle. And watch this corner kick now, which will swing in towards the goalkeeper.
David Tilson with the corner kick, a header. Knocked away as Hughes, number 6, came flying in.
Please come to the press box. John, come to the press box.
Throw in for the Irish. Back now for Michael Cavanaugh, number 7. Cavanaugh, a shot. Casting comes out to make the save. The Irish are really starting to pepper.
I like this Cavanaugh. He's a good, skillful player. That time he chipped the ball. He elected not to swerve it, but he thought he found Castings back at the far post, and he just tried to float one in to the near corner.
Sangamon State getting organized. Sam Tate, number 18, back for Brian Casting. Casting the keeper. And Casting with the boot to midfield. Earl missed a header. Hughes covers up, battles Mosier. Here's Darren O'Brien. O'Brien sailing in on the right wing. O'Brien rolls it back out in front, broken up by Sangamon State. Here's another chance. Oh, a big save by Casting off the big blast by Michael Cavanaugh.
I'll tell you what, Bob, that's a big-time save. Big time by Casting.
University Dublin.
It's Cavanaugh in there, and what's the shot? That ball is by him. Castings gets down with the right hand and just pushes that ball wide. Big-time save because he was screened, actually, on the shot. But good reflexes, good positioning, and that saves a goal for Sangamon State. Let's watch the shot from the goalkeeper's angle. Bingo! Through a player, and now watch Castings. Down at the last second, got that right hand on the ball and pushed it wide.
And Nocello, number 3, quickly back to hustle and kick that ball out of there.
Beautiful save. There are going to be moments in any outdoor game that are going to determine the outcome. That's a big save. It could easily be 1-0 University College Dublin at this moment.
We've passed the 40-minute mark now of Viscola's first half here at Aggie Stadium. University College Dublin in blue and Sangamon State University of Springfield, Illinois in white. How about Sangamon State? They are an upper division school, which means they have only juniors and seniors. And Gunnelson really has to do a job because he only has the players for 2 years.
Well, that's amazing. If you think about it, certainly in the game of soccer, it takes some playing with each other, some understanding, some chemistry, some organization. Gunnelson only has them for 2 years, and time after time he puts together a winning program. In 1977, they had no soccer at Sangamon State University. He implemented the program. He's the founding father of soccer, and he's just a world beater, the program that he's put together there.
The school has, I believe, about 3,500 students in Springfield. Keep your eye on Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh against Purser. Kavanaugh posted 3. Here's O'Brien. O'Brien was knocked down by Tate. Ball goes out of bounds, and it will go over to University College Dublin with 3:33 now remaining here in the first half. Broken up by Tate, who was whistled down.
And they're going to whistle the other way. Sam Tate doing a great job in the back. Twice he's made hard crunching tackles. And this time the Irish player retaliated, and the call going against University College Dublin. Big time job by Sam Tate.
Well, soccer's no different than any other sport then, and they always catch the retaliation.
There's no doubt. You're going to pick your moments to retaliate, and unquestionably that official's always going to find the retaliation.
Well, we've passed the 42-minute mark now of the first half. Just under 3 minutes to go. First half, we're scoreless here at Aggie Stadium in Las Cruces, New Mexico. Battle for international collegiate soccer supremacy. But you think about that for Sangamon State. They have the players for only 2 years. Therefore, you don't have freshmen and sophomores, so you can't build the program that way. You can't redshirt, obviously. So it makes Gunnelson's job that much more difficult. Here's Mosier, great goal scorer. Nice move by Mosier. Nice sliding tackle by Richard Earl.
Well, there's no doubt. I'm impressed with Sangamon State. You know, we see them here for the weekend. They're on a mission. They maybe don't get the national recognition they deserve, and they do deserve it.
UCLA thinks so. UCLA, the defending champions in this international soccer competition. We mentioned Duke off the top, the NCAA champs. They could not be here because this tournament conflicted with their final exam schedule. Therefore, UCLA, which has always had a good team and was the defending champion here a year ago, was invited back by the promoter Bob Azar. Sangamon State won the NIAI. Veracruz University was the Mexican collegiate champion. University College Dublin, the Irish champion. And there's some talk of expanding the field to 6, maybe 8 teams for next year.
I was going to say it's a natural extension. If you look at the quality of this tournament, and I think the quality is excellent, the natural evolution would be to expand it into a World Cup format. Why not include 16 or 24 different nations? It's a dynamite formula.
Hughes knocked it away. Now Betcher, marked by Hughes. Owsley being held up over there. Mosier finally had it knocked away from him by Paul Hale.
Paul Hale, number 3, did a dynamite job clearing that ball away. A dangerous chance for Sangamon State. Paul Hale stuck with it, made a desperate sliding tackle, really, and just knocked that ball out of bounds.
Sun has poked through the clouds again, which of course increases the heat here. And I stress again the fact the one Irish player, Mike Kavanaugh, you were talking to prior to the start of the game, was saying it usually rains, it's cold, a little windy in Ireland. They play in longer grass too.
There's no doubt those guys joked around, but I think they were serious. They said they don't want to see another overtime game. Certainly they did well in the semifinals to go through overtime. Look at that play right.
You don't work up that kind of sweat. That's huge. You don't work up that kind of sweat in Ireland. Paul Hughes is dripping wet. But this team, I want to stress this about the Irish team. This is no stranger to international competition. They have made trips to China. They have made trips around the world, really. Not necessarily the same group, but University College Dublin is a big name in collegiate soccer. As the first half has now come to an end, so we've completed 45 minutes of college soccer here at Aggie Stadium on the campus of New Mexico State University in Las Cruces, New Mexico. Our score at halftime, Sangamon State 0, University College Dublin 0.
Be right back, Pop.
This bud's for all that you do.
Hey, Pete, come here. This year?
Hey, my glove. Just found out Pop worked overtime to pay for it. He was always knocking himself out to give us something better.
Sounds a lot like you.
Budweiser, the king of beers, salutes everyone who's ever worked for more than just a paycheck.
Thanks. I think that's my line.
This bud's
advice from a security expert. Your insurance policy should fit you, not another guy. I don't need too much coverage, so MetLife tailors their policies to fit people's needs. MetLife suits me. Get Met, it pays.
Bob Kurtz and Jeff Messing back with you here. We're scoreless at halftime. University College Dublin and Sangamon State University. We're on the campus of New Mexico State, which does not have a collegiate soccer program. As a matter of fact, there's not a major Division I program located within 250 miles of here, which brings up the question, is this an unlikely spot for a collegiate soccer tournament?
Well, on the face of things, it would seem so, but soccer has no geographic boundaries. And Las Cruces and New Mexico State, they've done a wonderful job, and they stamped the name on this tournament.
Stamp a name on this field. This is Aggie Stadium. It is located on the campus of New Mexico State University, which next year will celebrate its 100th birthday. It's located in the city of Las Cruces, which has a population of approximately 50,000, and is located at the foot of the Organ Mountains in the Mesilla Valley. Las Cruces is a thriving city with a bustling economy. It attracts tourists from all over the world because of its proximity to the White Sands National Monument and Old Mesilla. Scoreless at halftime. University College Dublin and Sangamon State. We'll be back in just a moment. We're back here at Aggie Stadium. You know, soccer is a goaltender's game, and this man was one of the greatest goaltenders in the history of soccer. And that's our really our highlight from the first half. Brian Casting of Sangamon State made an unbelievable save on Michael Cavanaugh.
Well, he did. Cavanaugh showing flashes of brilliance throughout the first half. There's the play. Michael Cavanaugh lines up. He gets some open space. He's going to crack with the right foot. Wants this shot. The goalkeeper screened by 3 different players, and there's Castings. At the last second, he picked that ball out of a screen, made the save, the deflection with the right hand, and that's the difference between a 1-0 game. Here's Cavanaugh. He's unwinding with the right foot. Good technique, power, wants that ball out of a screen. I don't know how Castings saw it, but he did, and that hand-eye coordination, put out the right hand, made a big save that kept his team in the game.
First half observations.
Well, I would think Sangamon State has to go into the locker room at halftime very, very pleased. As a matter of fact, I saw the players congratulating each other. They felt that they hung in there. They're in this game, and they certainly are. and I look for them to pull an upset now in the second half.
Now let's take a look at the statistics from the first half and see how things shape up.
Well, for Sagamon State, 4 shots on goal, 3 saves for castings, 3 corner kicks, 12 fouls. And for University College Dublin, 11 shots on goal. They had the flow of play, no saves by the goalkeeper, 2 corner kicks, 17 fouls. So I think University College Dublin, they had the better of the flow of play. But as that half wound down, I think Sagamon State put their name on this game, and they feel an upset in the brewing.
Well, we'll find out. 45 minutes of soccer coming up. We're scoreless. We'll be back in just a moment. You're looking at Theo Dunn, 35 years in soccer. Head coach of University College Dublin, shielding his eyes from the sun there with a nice big, bright red Budweiser hat.
Come on, lads.
And his club is scoreless. They dominated the first half as far as the stats. They obviously had the better of the opportunity. The scoreboard shows Sagamon State nothing, University College Dublin nothing as we get underway in the second half. Anything different you think this half?
Well, both coaches, Bob, have to make a decision when they start risking sending players forward to get that game-winning goal if one goal is going to win. And that's a tactical move by the coaches. They're going to see how it goes. Here's a chance for Sagamon.
Here's Marty Pike. And knocked away from out in front of the goal by Paul Hughes.
Paul Hughes shouting at the defenders. He made a desperate clearance, really. You don't like to knock that ball with such velocity over the goal line. The opportunity is there to make a mistake and put it in your own net, but that's a little bit of confusion for him not to have the time to stop that ball and just crack it out for a corner kick.
Now the corner kick will be taken by Marty Pike, number 4 of Sagamon State. A header just went wide as Mosier just put it wide of the goal, and there wouldn't have been much Kavanaugh could do about that.
I'll tell you, that had goal written all over it. An excellent corner kick, swinging into the far post. Let's watch Mosier come into the top of the picture. Here comes Mosier up for the head ball. This has goal written all over it. No chance for Kavanaugh. He's really beaten on the shot. Unfortunately, Mark couldn't direct that ball on goal, but good opportunity.
Kavanaugh's kick booms out shy of midfield. And now sent out of play by Paul Begley of University College Dublin. See Begley there, number 4. Second half so far has belonged to Sagamon State.
That's another good opportunity. We look at the goalkeeper, Kavanaugh. He had to push that one away. This comes off the big throw-in by Osmond. Watch this ball flick back, and there's Mosier up there fighting at the far post. Kavanaugh just sticks a big mid out there and swats the ball away, but 2 opportunities in the box for Sagamon State.
We've played just 2 minutes of the second half, but the field so far has been tilted.
towards the Dublin goal. Here's Owsley had his shot broken. Now finally University College Dublin breaking out with it as they get it out to midfield. Nice sliding tackle there by Tim Nasello of Sangamon State. Now here's Tilson for University College Dublin, and that was broken up.
I think we're going to find a Sangamon State player injured. Owsley was injured on a tough tackle. He's lying down in the midfield. Really, the Irish player went over the ball, and that was a crunching tackle. And there's a Sangamon State player, I believe it's Owsley, down in the middle of the field.
We have one change also we might mention for Sangamon State. I look at the bench and I see Larry Zettelmeyer, who started the game, on the bench, and Vince Cimitero, number 6, in the ball game. For Sangamon State, the Prairie Stars, you look at Owsley, the injured player. Owsley was the one who picked up the goal with just a little bit over a minute left to go, a minute or two left to go in the game in the semifinals against UCLA to tie it 1-1 and send it to overtime.
Well, he would be a real tough break if he had to come out of the game for Sangamon State. That was a tough tackle, and he is down on the field in obvious pain. He's got that big throw in among other arsenal of weapons.
We'll be back with more action in just a moment.
From the Calliope Peaks of the Oregon Mountains to the lazy Rio Grande winding its way through fields of cotton and chili, Las Cruces, New Mexico is a land of colorful contrast. From the sunlit days of fiestas and fajitas to the starlit nights of mariachis and Mozart, we've got the perfect sightsee, carefree, do-it-all or do-nothing vacation.
For a colorful look at Las Cruces, write Convention and Visitors Bureau, 311 North Downtown Mall, Las Cruces, New Mexico, 88001.
Well, Chris Owsley is up. They're attending, looks like, to the toes of his foot, Chip.
Well, it looks like he got caught right on the tip of the foot as he shot. Here's that bouncing ball, a 50-50 ball. He cracks it with the left foot. The Irish defender just steps in and caught him on the tip of the toe. Here's another angle, a good look. Really on the follow-through, he got cracked on the top part of his left foot. That's a tough injury. Tough for us to tell up here what the extent of that is. There's the assistant coach looking on.
And Iden Gunnelson also with a concerned look on his face as we are scoreless here as McKenna now back to the action for University College Dublin as it knocked out of bounds by Pike. And so University College Dublin will play it in. We're 3.5 minutes into the second half. Sangamon State University and University College Dublin scoreless in this international collegiate matchup. Here's Tilson with a shot, and that one goes wide. Be interesting to keep an eye as you look at Jim King, number 15, and now Brian Casting, the goaltender for Sangamon State. And there's Owsley, who's still limping a bit.
Well, he's going to try and shake it off. If he can, he's going to know in the next couple of minutes. And there's that effort to run that injury off. Not much he can do about it. You hope the adrenaline keeps him going, but he'll know in a few minutes whether he can stay in this game.
They exchange headers. And I believe they're calling number 8, Darren O'Brien of University College Dublin on the foul. And so the ball goes back over to Sangamon State. You can see the score there. Still looking for our first goal of the game. Here comes Betcher. He's a dangerous player. Betcher putting it into the box on goal. Kavanaugh knocks it down.
And Betcher mad at himself. He made 2 beautiful moves in the midfield to beat his opposition, and then unfortunately didn't execute on that final pass. And that, Bob, is what has been missing so far. That final execution, that finishing pass for somebody to convert.
Kavanaugh with the big boomer. Nasello losing it there to O'Brien. O'Brien finally plays it back. This is Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh puts a nice move on. Nasello back to block the shot for Sangamon State as we pass the 5-minute mark. Now the second half, and we're scoreless.
And Sangamon State making a good adjustment. They're now doubling up on Kavanaugh. Here's Kavanaugh again with the ball.
Kavanaugh with a shot, Casting with a save with O'Brien right out in front. Here's Mosier. Now McKenna. McKenna losing the ball to Marty Pike. Hughes chasing it down along with Moser. And they're called for the contact.
Mosier can't believe it. He thought it was going to go the other way, but John Kennedy, the official, right on top of it.
University College Dublin keeps the ball in play in a hurry. McKenna getting it over to Peter Hanrahan. Now Hanrahan with some room to move. Hanrahan finally knocked off the ball by King. But it's Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh putting a nifty move on Cimitero, plays it out in front, intended for Tilson, and that was broken up by Tim Nasello.
we're going to see Owsley coming out of this game. He really can't make it. Let's look at this opportunity. Here breaking is Kavanaugh again. The ball coming over into the box. A good opportunity. And just at the last minute, a diving header attempted by David Tilson. And that ball cleared away. But we're not going to see Chris Owsley stay in this ball game.
Mike Owsley will come out, and I believe it will be Tim Gibble-Terra that will come in, number 16. That's Owsley, right near the sideline. He hasn't left the game yet.
The pro astronauts are looked through the box. I'm going to go to the stands. Look in the stands and get them from...
For some aspirin?
No, it's
he's staying in the game. They're looking for aspirin for Chris Owsley.
Unbelievable. That's the beauty of soccer. You can come over there and find a position on the sidelines, or in fact come off the field, be attended to, and get back into the game. He's a valuable player. They don't want to lose him if they don't have to.
Gibble-Terra is standing, but he's not in the game. It's a chance now for Scrivan. But Kavanaugh will come out and play the ball now for University College Dublin. Well, our total attendance, 13,123 on hand here at Aggie Stadium this afternoon. That's a record for this tournament. And it brings our two-day attendance to 18,281, which is also a record for the 2 days of the tournament. But this intercollegiate international college soccer tournament has grown attendance-wise every year. Last year, over 11,000 on hand to see UCLA defeat Mexico.
Oh, they've got to be pleased. It's nice to set records, and this crowd enjoying the game. I really don't think they even have a hometown favorite. The Irish team got a lot of cheers. The Mexican team had a good following. They really haven't decided, haven't swung in favor of one team this afternoon. They're looking at a good championship game.
Right casting. Now we're going to get the aspirin for Owsley. The aspirin going to help the toe, huh?
Well, I don't know about that. My guess would be that it's not aspirin, probably salt pills, and maybe he's worried about some cramps, because aspirin is not going to help him at this point.
Foul was on Begley, University College Dublin.
Mark it tight, mark it tight.
With Hughes still sweating profusely.
Nice pass. Out, Jimmy, out!
There's Moser. Moser puts on a good move. Hale hustles back, makes a sliding tackle, and Hale will be called to contact. We're 8 minutes into a scoreless second half. And we're 53 minutes into the contest, and it's still Sangamon State nothing and University College Dublin nothing.
Keep your feet.
International Collegiate Soccer Tournament here in Las Cruces, New Mexico, on a gorgeous day. Temperature in the mid-80s. Some white clouds overhead. Oregon Mountains in the background. Just a gorgeous setting.
It's good stuff, man, Bob. It's really another factor that's going to enter into this game. There's that ball up in the crowd. Traditionally, you get that soccer ball back. It's not like a baseball where you hit it up in the stands and it's a souvenir. That soccer ball probably cost $80 to $100. And they're not used to the soccer unwritten rule where if that ball comes in the stands, you got to return it.
I can't believe if you're in New York and the ball goes in the stands at Giant Stadium, you're going to get it back.
Well, let's not pick on New York. You're right. If that ball is in the stands in New York, that ball is history.
We had a consolation game played earlier today. UCLA looked very good in beating Veracruz of Mexico 3-1. UCLA, an excellent team. UCLA lost to Sangamon State when UCLA had to play minus a player for the last 40 minutes of the game.
I still think we're going to see that substitution. Really, Sangamon State playing a little mind game, I think, trying to stall for time and get that player warmed up before they insert him. Because there's no way I see Chris Owsley is coming off to the side now.
Owsley is out, and Tim Gibble-Terra will come in, number 16. So Owsley has to leave the game. Gibble-Terra comes in. The Liefeld of UCLA threw Scrivan of Sangamon State to the turf with 40 minutes to go. Got into an argument with the official and was ejected. And in the rules of soccer, he's out, and they cannot replace him. So UCLA played with 10 men for the final 40 minutes before finally that man, Chris Owsley, got the goal with just a little less than 2 minutes to go in the game to send the game to overtime. And then Sangamon State went on to win it 2-1.
I'm sorry. He was the hero of the semifinal. I'm sure he's disappointed to come out right now. He's pointing to the spot. They have an ice pack on it. There's just no way he could continue.
Can we get the start off?
loops it towards the goal. Kavanaugh having some difficulty, finally holds on.
Kavanaugh now arguing, shouting a little bit with his defender. A little bit of confusion back there. It's Kavanaugh's responsibility to step out and pick up that ball, and he's shouting at his defender shouting back. I started to talk about another component, and that's going to be a mental component to this game. It's 0-0 into the second half. Both teams know or think that the next goal might be the winning goal, so it's going to be that mental component of being disciplined, organized, and really converting the opportunity when it comes.
Play in midfield. 33 minutes left to go here in regulation. Skirvan trying to get it over to Gibraltara. Gibraltara, number 16, standing on front of the goal in the box.
Shallow out, shallow out, shallow out, shallow out.
Who are they yelling there?
Well, the goalkeeper was yelling at his defender, let it go, because he saw that ball going wide. Mark Mosher really is impressing me with his hustle, with his skill, but also his sense of where to be. He's always constantly lurking at the back post. And one of these times, they're going to get that crossover, and he's going to knock it in. But he has good positional sense, trying to lose his defender and find a nice spot at the far post.
12 minutes into the second half, as they work on Owsley. 57 minutes into a scoreless contest, Sangamon State University against University College Dublin. Richard Earl, number 2, will let it roll over the sideline and then play it back in for University College Dublin. And now for Paul Hughes, number 6. Pace of the game has slowed considerably.
There's no doubt both teams really feeling it a little bit. They were confident going in that the weather in the field was no problem. But in fact, the weather in the field are presenting a problem right now. Their legs are feeling the fatigue of playing on a hard surface in relatively hot climate.
Not AstroTurf, it is natural grass, but of course it gets baked here in Las Cruces by the sun. The grass is very closely cropped, and so it does create sort of an artificial surface type of situation. Also, they had some problems with some fertilizer here, so they had to paint it. As you look there at Gibraltara, number 16, he's the man that replaced Owsley.
I like seeing fresh legs in the game in the last 30 minutes. Those fresh legs can make a difference.
Hughes was fouled, so and he had some words there for the player Skirvan, number 13 of Sangamon State, and they exchanged pleasantries.
I like that. No blood, no foul. Skirvan really got whacked. He got whacked by Hughes, and he was lying on the ground, and he didn't like it. He got up and gave him a little face-to-face confrontation, and now we're going to see the yellow card.
Yellow card for Paul Hughes.
I'd be surprised if he doesn't go back and get Skirvan on one, but it looks like he is signaling for him. No, he's not. Well, Hughes got it. He went in there and really cracked Skirvan when Skirvan was down on the ground. Skirvan got back up and went nose to nose with him, but I like that stuff. No blood, no foul, little yellow card, and let's play ball. Hughes with the warning. That yellow card means if he were to get another one, 2 yellows equal a red. He's ejected from the game, so he has to be a bit more cautious now the way he plays.
King was called for the contact. Now Tilson puts it wide of the goal. And so it'll be a goal kick for Sangamon State. Okay, the action continues in the World Collegiate Soccer Championships. We'll be back with more in just a moment. Collegiate Soccer Championships here at Aggie Memorial Stadium. Mexico State University, Las Cruces, New Mexico. Brian Casting, who was so impressive in the semifinals against UCLA. Well, he made some dandy saves. And he made a big one earlier in this game on on Michael Cavanaugh. Just getting out the hand on a big drive by Cavanaugh. That'd be the big play of the game thus far.
Right now, there haven't been that many shots and saves. There's a crunching collision in the midfield. There haven't been that many shots and saves on goal. Hastings haven't won the county.
Ball belongs to Sangamon State. Marty Pike getting it across the field. That's King, number 15, watched by Tilson. They work it down for Betcher. Betcher's been pretty well tied up thus far, but he's always dangerous. Betcher across to Scrivan. Here's Mosier. Their big score. Mosier with a nifty move. Mosier's dangerous. The shot blocked by McKenna. Here's Pike's shot, and Pike puts it over the top of the goal.
Whoa, Mosier doing all kinds of dancing in there. He's a big, strong, physical player, but in fact, he put a neat little fake on and beat two players. In the end, he laid that ball back. It was blocked, and they got another shot on goal. Again, nobody, Bob, being able to penetrate either one of the defenses.
16 minutes now into the second half, so we've played 61 minutes of scoreless soccer here at New Mexico State University. Here's Casting.
Why don't you give yourselves a big hand? Come on.
Casting now for Sangamon State.
Thank you.
Back out to midfield. Hughes getting a pretty good workout. He's probably working up a bigger sweat than any player on the field. Here's Hale. Now McKenna. McKenna had a dangerous shot. Casting arms it away. And Cavanaugh right in the vicinity.
That's good. That's the one thing that really University College Dublin team has impressed me consistently with their driving low line drive crosses. If they keep throwing those in, they're going to convert on one. Here's the ensuing corner kick.
Headed out by Pike. Now Richard Earl, number 2 for University College Dublin. Bothered there by Mosier. Mosier marking him. Mosier trying to keep it alive. The ball goes out of bounds on the far sideline. Mark Mosier, number 9. Ball will go over to University College Dublin.
Set it up, set it up!
Give the Irish a chance to set things up. The Irish champions. Here's Tilson. He's dangerous. Tilson run off the ball by Betcher.
That's a good heads-up, quick free kick taker. They just slid that ball into Tilson in the box. In play.
Ball goes out of bounds. I want to remind you, we'll be picking a MetLife player of the game. Shep will have a lot to say about that.
I'm going to start thinking about that. I'm going to keep that in mind. Hey, the guy that sticks in the next goal is going to be the MetLife player of the game.
Casting, though, has played very well in goal for Sangamon State. He has the big play so far. He stopped Michael Cavanaugh really in point-blank range. Cavanaugh really led him. Casting screened on the play and just got out the hand and knocked the ball down, and then Nasello came back to clear it away. That's been the big scoring chance of the game. Here's another one as Cavanaugh wins the race to the ball with Scott Scrivan.
And there's the big shot back there. Cavanaugh, 6'3". That ball nodded back by Hughes, and Cavanaugh out to collect it. Tactically, coaches have to make a decision, Bob. They're going to send overlapping defenders. They haven't done it yet. Are they going to send that attacking midfielder? They haven't done that yet either. Each team looking and probing and trying to find that spot.
Approaching the 19-minute mark of the second half. Here's a chance for Scrivan, and Cavanaugh out of the goal to slide and kick it away.
That's a good play by Cavanaugh. He really could have collected that ball in the box with his hands. He chose to come out with a sliding tackle. You'll see that often among European and South American goalkeepers. They're so adept with their feet that they're not unafraid to come out and play with their feet. Let's watch this ball. He probably could have waited and picked it up with his hands. Instead, in the box, he clears it out with his feet. Again, they're used to European goalkeepers and South American. They used to play in the field with their feet, so he's got no problem coming out as a sweeper and playing that ball away with his feet.
Now Paul Hughes, number 6 for University College Dublin, puts a good boot to it. Headed out of there by King. Now here's McKenna, Mark McKenna, and he's knocked down by Sam Tate.
And the apology made by Tate. McKenna doesn't want to hear about it because one more step and he was in for the shot. But a very intelligent foul by Sam Tate. McKenna was off to the races. He's feeling the crunch of that collision, but a good tackle and a good choice by Sam Tate. McKenna, arguably the most dangerous player on the field. Here he cuts in, and Tate will not allow him to do anything. He just crunches him.
So a free kick. Again, you have the wall. As you look at Mark McKenna, he had the winning goal for University College Dublin. Break that up. And University College Dublin to play it in again.
That's an odd choice. They really just tried to slide that ball to the left of the wall. Here's a breakaway for Sangamon State.
Here's Scrivan along with Purser. Back is Richard Earl, number 2, to play it to Kavanaugh.
Whoa, big mistake. And really, if Scrivan could have that one back, he'd love it, because they were off to the races. 2 players from Sangamon State and no defenders back, and they were onside because it was a deflected ball. If that ball's deflected off the opposite team, there's no offside.
If found, please.
Wow, very difficult for Scrivan. He's feeling the fatigue. He's weary, and he just lost control of that ball for a crucial moment.
Richard Earl, give him credit. He hustled back defensively for University College Dublin and aided the goaltender Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh was saying, "Where is everybody?"
That really was an ideal chance for Sangamon State to take the lead. And nobody likes Scrivan, who wishes he had that opportunity back again. Just unfortunately, because of fatigue, he's on a long 50-yard run and lost control of that ball for the one moment it took for Earl to come back and clear it.
Earl knocks that one out of bounds. Earl played it off his chest, battling over there with Mosier. Sort of a lull here right now following that burst by Scrivan, because Shep mentioned the players a little fatigued. Temperatures, again, if you just joined us in the mid-80s. Dublin or nothing.
Got some fans up there.
Marty Pike. Taken away now by University College Dublin. Here's McKenna, number 10. Gibraltara back to take it away. Tim Gibraltara up for Scrivan. Back to Gibraltara again. And they call offside. Mosier pushed through the pack.
And that's a good call. A good call. Mosier just broke a step too soon. A fraction of a second too soon. Otherwise, a good play on goal. Bob, again, both teams and both coaches packing those 4 midfielders in there. We see a lot of congestion in the midfield. Both teams looking for that one through ball that's going to send a player in on goal.
How many pounds do you think Paul Hughes has lost today?
Well, let's keep it in perspective. I think he had more pounds to lose, and there's a good look at 1987 style. Ike Donaldson.
We got those glasses here in Las Cruces.
Well, the teams are ambassadors for the sport. He put on a promotion at the local shopping mall yesterday, and I'm sure that's where the coach got his glasses.
There's McKenna, hero here of a semifinal game against University of Veracruz. Here's Tilson having a shot block. Now Scrivan. Tim Gibraltara. Now Paul Hughes breaks it up for University College Dublin and plays it back to his goalkeeper, Paul Kavanaugh.
And Gibraltara did the right thing. He froze, he held the ball, looking up, trying to make a decision, waiting for Mosier to make a run. Unfortunately, then the execution was not there.
Play it midfield. Here's Hale. Hale with the nifty move for Tilson. David Tilson sliding tackle there by DeCello to break it up, and finally King 15 comes over. It looks like Tilson's hurt.
And there's going to be a yellow card on this play, no doubt about it. Bodies flying, sliding tackles, and there's the yellow card we're going to see. A little talk with the referee. He's holding up the yellow card.
Yellow card, I believe, will go to number 15, Jim King.
Awarded to number 15, Jim King.
So King has been cautious. They run the scoreboards a little bit different here because they run it 5 minutes, then 10, then 50, or then 20, and then 20 because it's a football scoreboard. It only goes to 19. So when that clock runs out, we'll have 20 minutes to go in regulation time.
Well, math was not one of my strengths, but let's watch the injury. There's a hard sliding tackle that he ducks, and now here comes the second one. Bingo. And that's a good call by the official. That kind of play results in broken legs, and nobody wants to see that. Yellow card being given. Jim King, and what that means is that Jim King now has to be a bit more cautious before he goes into a tackle like that.
So we've played 70 minutes of soccer, and we're scoreless here at New Mexico State University. Sangamon State against University College Dublin. There's a header. A goal! McKenna sent it across. Hanrahan was there. Hughes was there. Let's see who gets official credit. And it's 1-0 University College Dublin.
Absolutely a gorgeous goal, and I've been talking about it all game. Those low line drives to the far post that are so dangerous. And watch it come. There's McKenna with a low line drive to the far post. Sangamon State lets it go. They think it's going out of bounds, and there's a header back to the far post, and there's Kavanaugh to tuck it in. What a great, great goal. You like to see a goal in the championship game. A goal like that. There's the cross by McKenna. Watch the header to the far post. And they're unmolested with the diving header. Michael Kavanaugh sticks it in, and that's a happy young man.
Let's throw a party with your birthday money.
I'm putting it into a MetLife State Street Mutual Fund.
Balloons, a few friends, your big sister.
Maybe a stock or bond fund, a money market or tax-exempt fund. In time, I could have thousands of dollars in my MetLife Mutual Fund.
Thousands? What a party that could be.
Get Met, it pays.
Just over the 70-minute mark, and University College Dublin has taken a 1-0 lead. They have had the better of the chances. Fatigue, of course, playing a factor here in the second half, but University College Dublin dominated the first half, and if there was a dominant player on the field, it was Michael Kavanaugh.
Absolutely, and let's not underestimate McKenna. He's been all over the field, and he set that play up with a free kick. What a goal. It's good to see a good goal in the championship game. Let's see how Sangamon State reacts right now. They must start sending that midfielder forward, maybe some overlapping defenders, and throw a little bit of that caution to the wind.
Cimitero getting it over for Betcher. It's broken up, and we have a whistle. We have about 18 minutes left to go here in regulation time as you look at referee John Kennedy. And the bench area here. Theo Dunn is happy. His club has a 1-0 lead.
There's no doubt Theo Dunn is here to win the game, and that's a good goal. Again, they've been setting it up all day. Low line drive crosses to the far post. Unable to convert until this one momentarily. Kavanaugh sticks in, and again, let's see how Sangamon State reacts to it. I believe Coach Donaldson will probably look to make another substitution and start throwing some players forward.
Get some fresh legs in the game.
Sure. It's the right time, 18, 20 minutes to go in the game. He wants to get maybe a little bit more speed and some fresh legs in there. I don't know who he'll substitute for, but he'll probably make a substitution soon.
Betcher at midfield. He's been well guarded. Well marked by the University College Dublin. Ahead for Skirvan. Skirvan goes to the corner, plays it back up. Header and a big save by Kavanaugh.
That's a good chance for Sangamon State. They made it happen, really. Nothing was there, and all of a sudden Skirvan turned quickly and got that ball in front of goal for the header on goal.
The goal was scored by Kavanaugh. Begley is the one that headed it across to him. 70 minutes, 40 seconds, the time of the goal. And, of course, McKenna made it all possible.
Let's watch the opportunity now for Sangamon State in the corner with nowhere to go. Turns with the left foot, and here's the near post header. Kavanaugh, very cool, just picks it off. That ball was on goal. Not enough velocity to go in.
16 minutes, 35 seconds to go in regulation. 1-0 for University College Dublin. It'll be a goal kick now for University College Dublin, or for Sangamon State, rather. No, it only went out before it crossed the end line. Anyway, they're playing it back to the keeper now behind Casting. So Casting getting organized in his own end. 1-0 in favor of University College Dublin. Casting will kick it out to midfield over the head of Betcher. Hale with a header. And Matt Eck still sitting out on the bench down there.
He's on the sideline waiting to get a breakage in play, a stoppage in play to be inserted into the game. The linesman is coordinating that.
Matt Eck's brother Joe is an assistant coach at Sangamon State. Betcher now. Betcher works it ahead. Here's Mosier. And Kavanaugh now will cover up in the goal. You can look there at Matt Eck getting set to go in for Sangamon State. Coach Gunnelson
With some last-second instructions, 15:20 left to go here in the game. That's an approximate time. We operate off the scoreboard, but the official time in college soccer is kept down on the playing field.
And we get a look at Richard Earl down on the ground. A brutal collision inside the box. I think it was Mark Mosier who just came in and couldn't stop himself and cracked him. Earl talking to the official, saying that's got to be a yellow card. It's got to be a red card. He's talking to the official. He can't understand it. More than anything else, he's getting his teammates a nice water break. But, in fact, it was a tough collision. Richard Earl, a tough kid, back on his feet.
Once you had to fly to get Eagle Snacks Honey Roast Nuts.
This is your pilot speaking. We're all out of Eagle Snacks.
Fortunately, all that's changed. Now all you have to do is make a trip to your nearest store. Eagle Snacks Honey Roast Nuts, the airline nut.
So back to the action here at Aggie Memorial Stadium on the campus of New Mexico State University. 1-0 in favor of University College Dublin, and here's why. Here's McKenna.
McKenna with a beautiful ball. Watch Begley up at the far post. Bingo. Perfect header. And there's Kavanaugh with a diving header. That ball I do not think was headed on goal. Kavanaugh up there at the far post to tuck it in. If you give 2 assists like you do in hockey, you give 1 to McKenna on the initial cross.
70 minutes, 40 seconds, the time of the goal, 1-0, University College Dublin. It would have been a very entertaining and very well-played intercollegiate soccer match.
Absolutely. And we saw Matt Eck, number 20, put into the game for Sagamon State. Number 13, Scott Scrubbin, out of the game. And those fresh legs in the last 15 minutes, important.
As Sagamon State will rally to send this one into extra session. Here's McKenna. And it'll just roll out of bounds. Ball will go over to Sagamon State.
T-shirts, hats, posters,
Are you looking back?
Introduced World Collegiate Soccer Championship soccer balls are available at the north end of the stadium.
Back out to midfield. That time by Begley goes out of bounds. Back for Sagamon State. 13 minutes, 30 seconds to go in regulation. Jill Terra, who was inserted to the game in exchange for Chris Owsley, who came out with a toe injury. So he's fresher than most on the field. Throw in, headed out by McKenna, so Sagamon State will get it again.
Bob, it's not like football in the 2-minute drill where you can start throwing desperation bombs. Sagamon State has to stick to their game plan and send a few more people forward, but they can't panic and just start sending long balls. They got to work the ball up through the midfield, look for that one opportunity that can tie this ball game up.
Back into the Sagamon State end. Keep an eye on the clock for you. It's now at approximately 12 minutes and 40 seconds. And again, we have to say approximate because the official time is kept on the playing field.
That's right. Only one man has the official time. That's referee John Kennedy. And he's got the official time. We'll keep you posted as to what's up on the stadium scoreboard.
I mentioned that John Kennedy out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Jorge Valenzuela from Carlsbad, New Mexico. Ruben Gutierrez in Juarez, Mexico have done a fine job in officiating this game here today. Doesn't seem to be much complaint by either of the clubs.
Come on, get out.
Marty Pike now for Sagamon State. Play whistled down by referee John Kennedy. And the clock at 11 minutes and 45 seconds and counting. Sagamon State won the NAIA championship.
They've done themselves proud this weekend, for sure. Here's a chance.
Here's Purser. Hanrahan, number 9, came back for University College Dublin.
Bob, what you're looking to do at this point in the game is Sagamon State not throw caution to the wind and send everybody up front. More importantly, try and get into some situations where at least you get fouled. Take some players on. If you're Mosier or anybody down near that penalty box, take some players on. If you get fouled and you get a free kick out of it, or if you're in the penalty box and you get a penalty kick, that's great, but they got to take players on.
Headed by Nilsson following the big boom by Kavanaugh.